Lower your lights, and listen carefully. Welcome to Dark Frame, where every story is carefully framed, and every truth is slightly distorted. Here, nothing is what it seems. Voices can't be trusted, memories lie, and the ending is never what you expect. So stay focused, watch closely, because once you enter Dark Frame, there's no turning back.
Some towns hide more than secrets. They hide memories that refuse to stay buried. Rivers remember, roads remember, faces remember. I thought the past was gone, but it has a way of finding you. Cedar Hollow doesn't forgive, and some crimes never truly end.
The landline started ringing at 6:12 a.m. Detective Marcus Hale was already awake. He lay on the couch in his office, staring at the ceiling tiles, counting the stains he'd memorized over the years. Cedar Hollow Police Department was quiet at that hour, the kind of quiet that felt suspended, like the town itself was holding its breath. The phone kept ringing. Marcus stood, straightened his tie, and picked up on the fourth ring. Detective Hale. Dispatch didn't waste time. Body found near Miller's Creek. Female. No ID yet. Marcus didn't blink. I'm on my way. He hung up and glanced at the corkboard on the wall. A fresh missing person flyer had been pinned there 3 days earlier. Emily Turner. 28. Brown hair. Last seen Tuesday morning. Marcus studied her photo longer than necessary. There was something about the angle of her smile. Something familiar. He grabbed his coat and left. Miller's Creek cut through the edge of town like a scar that never healed. The fog that morning hung low over the water, blurring the world into gray. Deputy Rick Donovan stood near the bank, hands on his hips. It's her, Rick said quietly as Marcus approached. Marcus stepped under the yellow tape. The body lay partially turned, hair wet and tangled against pale skin. The current nudged her shoulder gently, as if trying to wake her. Marcus crouched. He didn't look at her face first. He looked at her hands. Thin fingers. Mud under the nails. Rick shifted. No obvious trauma. Could be drowning. Marcus nodded. She wasn't a swimmer, he said. Rick frowned. How'd you know that? Marcus didn't hesitate. It's in the file. It wasn't. He finally let his eyes move to her face. For half a second, something flickered behind his expression, something too quick to name. Recognition. Then it was gone. Call the coroner, Marcus said. And notify the husband. He stood up, brushing dirt from his knees. The creek gurgled softly behind him. The sound made his jaw tighten. Daniel Turner answered the door like he hadn't slept in days. He was thinner than his driver's license photo. His hands trembled when he let them inside. The house was neat. Too neat. Marcus scanned automatically, framed wedding photo on the wall, couch cushions aligned, no overturned furniture. No sign of struggle. When did you last see your wife? Marcus asked. Tuesday morning, Daniel said. She left for work. She never came home. You two fighting? No. She seeing someone? Daniel stiffened. No. Marcus noticed the hallway mirror, cracked clean through the center. What happened there? He asked. Daniel glanced back. Dropped something. Marcus's eyes drifted to the mantel. There was a photograph of Emily at the town fair. Sunlight on her face. Hair pulled back. Marcus stared at it longer than he should have. Rick cleared his throat behind him. Marcus turned back to Daniel. You go down to Miller's Creek often? Daniel's brow furrowed. No. Marcus held his gaze a second too long. We'll be in touch. Outside, Rick exhaled. You think he did it? Marcus didn't answer immediately. He's lying, he said finally. About what? Marcus looked back at the house. Not sure yet. The station smelled like burnt coffee and dust. Marcus pulled archived files from storage that afternoon. He moved with a quiet urgency, flipping through folders until he found the one he was looking for. Clara Whitmore. Missing. June 1984. He slid the old photograph out. Clara's smile was softer than Emily's. But the resemblance was there, the shape of the eyes, the curve of the jaw. Rick stepped into the room. What's that? Cold case, Marcus said. Rick leaned closer. She looks like Emily. Marcus said nothing. Rick crossed his arms. Coincidence. There's no such thing. Rick studied him. You've been down at that creek a lot over the years. Marcus didn't respond. Rick's voice lowered. You dated her. The air shifted. That was 20 years ago, Marcus said evenly. And you were the last person seen with her. Marcus closed the file. That's not relevant. Rick didn't argue. But his silence lingered. That night, Marcus drove alone to Miller's Creek. The town slept behind dark windows. Streetlights buzzed faintly in the humidity. He stood at the edge of the water and stared at his reflection. For a moment, the surface rippled. And he saw someone else. Younger. Angrier. Rain. Mud. Clara's voice rising. "You promised." He squeezed his eyes shut. When he opened them, it was just water again. Footsteps crunched behind him. "Rick. There's something you need to hear," Rick said quietly. Marcus didn't turn. Dental records came back. Silence. "It's not her." Marcus's throat tightened. "What?" The body wasn't Emily. The words didn't land. They hovered, unreal. "There was no second body," Rick continued. "The call this morning? It was about animal remains. Dispatch made an error." Marcus slowly turned. "I saw her," he said. Rick shook his head. "No, you didn't." Marcus's breathing became shallow. Rick stepped closer. "You barely looked at the face. You said she couldn't swim. That was in Clara's file. Not Emily's." The fog seemed to thicken around them. Rick's voice softened. "Emily Turner is alive." Marcus blinked. "She filed a restraining order." The words sliced through him. "Against Daniel?" Marcus asked. Rick shook his head. "Against you." Marcus stumbled back as if struck. Rick's eyes were steady. "You've been following her for months." Images flashed unbidden. Emily at the grocery store. Emily at the fair. Emily stepping into her car. Marcus watching from across the street. "You thought she was Clara," Rick said. Marcus whispered, "She looks like her." "She doesn't." The creek murmured behind them. Rick's voice was almost gentle now. "Clara was pregnant." Marcus's knees buckled. "She threatened to leave town. To leave you." The memory split open. Rain pouring down. Shouting. A hand pulling away. A foot slipping on wet rock. Marcus reaching. Or pushing. Water swallowing the scream. "I didn't mean to," Marcus whispered. Rick didn't argue. "You buried it," Rick said. "The town buried it. We all did." Marcus stared into the dark water. "Did I kill her?" he asked. Rick didn't hesitate. "Yes." The word echoed louder than any scream. Marcus swallowed. "Or did I just want to?" Rick didn't answer. Distant sirens began to wail. Across town, Emily Turner locked her front door. She stood at the window, peering through the curtains. A car had been parked across the street for weeks. Tonight it was gone. Or maybe it wasn't. She couldn't be sure anymore. She turned off the light. Marcus sat in the back of the patrol car, hands cuffed loosely in front of him. He looked strangely calm. Relieved. Rick closed the door and stood there a moment before walking away. Marcus stared out the window as the car pulled from the creek. The water shimmered under the moonlight. For a second, just a second, he saw a hand rise from beneath the surface. Reaching. Then nothing. He leaned his head back and closed his eyes. "She couldn't swim," he murmured. The patrol car drove into the sleeping town. Back at the station, the landline began to ring. No one answered it. And the creek kept flowing, as if it had never held a secret at all.